this week, a lot of people are watching the stars at night. There's a great meteor shower every morning that you can watch. So if you can see the Little Dipper and the Big Dipper, you'll look up from that and you can watch for the meteor shower. One of the fantastic things that I love is learning about all the different constellations and their stories. The one I'm going to read today is called the story of Cassiopeia. Her constellation is located up near the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, and it rotates in the sky, and she'll be at about this point. These stars right here, if you watch for. So this is the story of the constellation you'll see in the sky. It's written by Thomas Kingsley Truth. Look into the night sky and you'll see clusters of stars. They're called constellations. Each of the 88 constellations tells a story. The story of Queen Cassiopeia comes from ancient Rome. Queen Cassiopeia and King Cephas ruled a kingdom called Ethiopia. The people of Ethiopia loved the royal family. They were very excited when Princess Andromeda was born. Soon the princess had grown into a beautiful young woman. Cassiopeia loved her daughter, and she loved her own beauty too. Cassiopeia would often say to the people of her kingdom, "My daughter and I are quite beautiful, aren't we?" The people of Ethiopia would always agree. One day, Cassiopeia boasted, "We are both even more beautiful than the sea nymphs." Little did she know the sea nymphs had overheard. The nymphs were angered by Cassiopeia's words. They swam to tell their father, Neptune. "Cassiopeia is not a god. She should not say such things," Neptune shouted. He decided to talk to Jupiter, the most powerful god. Jupiter was shocked. "She believes she is even more beautiful than the nymphs?" he asked. "Teach her a lesson." Neptune called for the mighty sea monster Cetus. "Flood Ethiopia until nothing is left," roared Neptune. "Cassiopeia will pay for her boast." But Cetus wasn't the only one to hear Neptune's order. In a nearby boat, a sailor had overheard everything. The man quickly sailed ashore. He ran to the king to tell him the news. King Cephas turned to his wife after hearing the story. "You've doomed us all," he yelled. Queen Cassiopeia looked out at the rising waves. She was sorry for what she had said. The king knew there was little time. He went to the oracle for advice. "How can I win over the gods?" he asked. "They want to destroy us all for Cassiopeia's words." "You must offer your beautiful daughter to the sea monster," the oracle said. "Only then will the gods spare you and your people." The king was stunned. How could he send his only daughter? With no other choice, King Cephas left to do as the oracle had said. Cassiopeia cried and begged her husband to spare their daughter. "There is no other choice," the king said. Cassiopeia said goodbye to her beautiful daughter. Then King Cephas took Andromeda to a seaside cliff. With tears in his eyes, he chained her to the cliff. "Father," Andromeda cried, "there must be another way." The king kissed his daughter's forehead. He loved her, but he had to save his kingdom and his people. As the monster Cetus rose from the sea, giant waves rolled toward the kingdom. The princess looked at Cetus and screamed. A brave hero named Perseus heard Andromeda's cries. When he saw the beautiful princess, he knew he had to save her. Perseus had a plan. Perseus flew his horse Pegasus close to Cetus. When he was near enough, he pulled the monster Medusa's head from his bag. Snakes twisted on her head. Anyone who looked at Medusa turned to stone. Cetus tried to strike Perseus, but Perseus turned quickly, holding out Medusa's head. Just then, Cetus looked right at Medusa. He instantly turned to stone. Perseus freed the princess and returned her to the castle. King Cephas and Queen Cassiopeia were overjoyed. "How can I ever repay you?" the king asked. "Your Majesty, I would like to marry your daughter." answered Perseus. Perseus and Andromeda were soon married. Everyone in the kingdom was happy for them, even the gods. In time, the gods raised King Cepheus, Queen Cassiopeia, Andromeda, and Perseus into the sky as constellations. But the gods did not forget Cassiopeia's selfishness. As punishment, Cassiopeia's constellation appears upside down most of the time. There's the northern sky with all of them. So, when you look at the stars at night, you can see patterns and constellations, and they all have stories behind them. Maybe you can find a story online to read about your favorite constellation.